History and homes lost. Destruction in the historic town of Chinese Camp in Tuolumne County. We'll show you more of this damage.
Lightning is believed to have sparked the fires, although the official cause under investigation. The threat in Calaveras County right now with a fire burning in between Vallecito and Murphys.
And some wild wind, the thunderstorm that blew through Carmichael and caused a lot of damage.
We begin in the foothills. We are covering more than a dozen fires. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Curtis May.
And I'm Edie Lambert. CAL FIRE reports 20 new fires that started today. These fires range in size from just 11 acres to more than 3,000 acres. All told, the complex of fires has burned more than 5,500 acres. And CAL FIRE is now grouping 9 of those fires, calling them the TCU September Lightning Complex. CAL FIRE says this is just a better way for them to organize their resources. Tonight we are focusing on 2 of the biggest fires that have led to mandatory evacuations. One of those is burning near the town of Murphys in Calaveras County along Highway 4.
And homes are gone in the community of Chinese Camp in Tuolumne County. This fire blew through that gold mining town, leveling homes tonight. Live Copter 3 was overhead before lightning forced it to pull back, and we could see many structures are gone. Highway 120 is closed in the area. We do have live team coverage for you. We start with KCRA 3's Peyton Headley, who's in Chinese Camp and has been watching this significant destruction. Peyton?
Yeah, and I first want to give you an idea of where we're standing at right now. So we're kind of on the outside of this neighborhood. That was Red Hill Road. Just right here is Highway 120. Across it, you can see that is the Tuolumne County Fire Department here. And Chinese Camp doesn't look like it suffered any damage, but you can see the grass, the vegetation all around it. That whole hillside is charred. That has burned. When you pan further right, you can see some of the fire crews lined up there along Highway 120. You can see the Chinese Camp store and tavern, kind of an iconic landmark as people drive through this area. Another fire crew heading down this road right here. So this is Red Hill Road. This is where we saw numerous structures and properties and cars that were damaged and destroyed by this fire. We weren't able to go past Red Hill Road and Main Street, but just looking past it, it didn't look like any of the structures on the other side of Main from where we were standing were saved in this fire. As you get closer to Highway 120 on Red Hill Road, you can see some of the homes. This one on the right here is still standing. The one next to it, I believe, I couldn't see any damage. It did look like some of the sheds in the backyard did catch fire, but it looks like there is some black smoke coming up from that area. So a good chance that something back there has started or is just continuing to burn. I want to give you a wider view now. As we pan to the right, you can see just how much land this fire has burned. All of those hills over there, you can see them blackened. You can see the smoke with the sunset. You can also see a property over there with some flames coming up. That was a source of a lot of black smoke that we saw when we first pulled up here around 5:45, and then again as you pan further right, you can see another big black cloud of smoke. So black smoke is never a good sign. It looks like that is someone's property. Someone's home that is back there. We are hearing some explosions from that direction, so maybe propane tanks going up. And then again, as we pan further right, giving you almost a full circle view here, this is Highway 120. It merges with Highway 49 over there, and on the opposite side of the highway, you can see more charred hillside where this fire has burned, and even more white smoke just on the other side there. So this fire only continuing to burn. I'm not sure, Tyler, if we can pan this way, just past that merge of Highway 49 and Highway 120, you can see even more smoke coming out of the trees there. So this fire is large. It has burned a significant amount of land. We know it's burned thousands of acres, and we also know that it has burned a decent number of homes that we saw along Red Hill Road. And it was maybe in the last 30 minutes or so that we felt some raindrops coming down on us. And initially when you're in these zones, you kind of think for a second that it's one of those water drops that has gotten by you, but there were no planes and no helicopters in the air. So an interesting feel when you're standing in the middle of these homes that have been destroyed by fire, these properties, these cars, and to feel raindrops coming down. So that was a brief burst that we felt probably about 30 minutes ago. But yeah, that direction down there, that's near Highway 120. It looks like more structures are continuing to burn. So we'll continue to work our way over as we continue covering this fire into the evening, guys.
We did, Peyton, want to specifically ask you about the wind conditions. When we checked in with you about an hour ago, it was pretty windy. How is that changing over the last hour or so?
Yeah, it has died down pretty significantly. You know, initially it was hard to stand out here with the wind blowing smoke into our eyes, into our lungs. We got our masks on and then embers as well, but that has significantly died down. You know, you could initially see smoke completely blowing. When we got here, it was blowing that direction. So now it is almost going straight up. It's going to the left a little bit, but a good sign there. You can see one of those planes coming in, likely to put a retardant drop over there on some of those properties. But that is great news. Yeah, the wind has died down significantly. I wouldn't say that it's not windy at all, but it is much less than it had been in the last few hours when we've been talking with you guys.
All right, Peyton, thank you. That's good to hear that at least conditions are easing up. And, you know, you look at the air resources that they are just showing us in that live picture, and you think about what this has been like for CAL FIRE trying to manage resources with so many of these things all being sparked at the same time.
And if there is a silver lining here, the Columbia Air Attack Base is right in between these fires in Tuolumne and Calaveras counties. And so you do have an air attack base right there. And I've been watching on radar. These planes are just taking off, landing, doing everything they can to get control of these things.
We should mention that's where they're picking up retardant.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been an important part of just trying to get this thing under control. Now, an evacuation center for that fire is set up at the Sonora Senior Center in Sonora. That's at 540 Greenlee Road. And we're also following a large fire burning near the town of Murphys in Calaveras County.
So we want to show you the evacuation area from the CAL FIRE website right here. The red zones, that is the mandatory evacuation zone right now. It runs from Vallecito up to Murphys, and we zoom in, you can see some detail here. The north side there, that is Murphys right there in Main Street. And as you go down through this area, we do know that Highway 4 is one of the boundaries. 6 Mile Road to the west is one of the boundaries. Main Street, as we just showed you, to the north is a boundary. And in this evacuation zone, we have the Ironstone Winery and the amphitheater. A lot of people go out there this time of year throughout the summer. You're seeing it right there on the left, and we have concerts that are held out there. The yellow areas surrounding all of this, those are evacuation warnings. Those people should be ready to leave. They can leave, of course, at any time. Evacuation shelter for this one is set up at Bret Harte High School. That is in Angels Camp on Murphys Grade Road. And Tuolumne County Casino is stepping up to help those forced from their homes. The Black Oak Casino, they are offering free hotel rooms to anybody under mandatory fire evacuation orders. You do need to show your valid California ID that shows your address is in one of these zones, and the casino says it is working to support the community during the fire.
From these maps, you can see this is up in the foothills. Some of these fires are close to ranches or other properties where people have livestock, and this was near Murphys. We saw a CHP officer and a sheriff's deputy helping to herd the cattle there, get them safely out of the area. You can see the cattle running out of the pen and along the road, followed there by a small tractor, hopefully making their way to a safer pasture.
All right, we want to get to KCRA 3's Andres Valle. He's made his way to Murphys. And what's the latest there, Andres?
Well, the latest here, Curtis, is that they're still doing aerial attacks over this fire. We just saw a helicopter pick up some water from a standing pond that's over this ridge right here, but they've been dropping water across this area of this fire right near Murphys. Again, we're on the south side of Highway 4, about 300 feet from Hatcher Winery. But so far, you can still see on the ridge of this mountain that we're still dealing with a lot of smoldering and smoke. There's ground crews up there at the top of the ridge. You can see some flashing lights. Earlier around 6:30 when you guys came to us live, we were seeing some active flames, but I also told you that we are starting to feel sprinkles in this area. What's new right now is we're starting to hear those rumbles of thunder. So we have that storm cell kind of in this vicinity, but that could lead to some erratic conditions for these fire crews. Of course, we could see those winds pick up and even potentially more lightning strikes. So that's something that we'll be watching closely. But so far, we've seen on again, off again sprinkles in this area, but it looks like conditions are doing looking better than we were earlier this afternoon. We're just seeing a lot more smoldering and smoke still in this area. Not as much smoke as we previously saw around 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. We've driven through, basically we did an entire circle through Murphy's. We've gone on Highway 4 to 6 Mile Road and checked on those conditions of that Ironstone winery as well as the Ironstone Amphitheater. Those are still intact, but if you go further south of Ironstone, that's where a lot of that land has been charred and burned, sort of like what you're seeing on this side of the ridge. But again, right now we're actually starting to feel those raindrops come down as of right now. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but we still have a lot of aerial crews in the sky right now monitoring this area. And again, we've heard those rumbles of thunder. When you hear the thunder roar, you try to get indoors, but again, we'll be watching if there's any more lightning strikes that could cause more fires here. We're live here in Calaveras County. Andres Valle, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, let's hope those raindrops help suppress these things. All right. Thanks, Andres.
Even from the picture, it looks, more clear than what we saw earlier there. Let's check in with Dirk Verdoren and how the weather's been impacting these fires.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to take a look at is air quality in these areas where the fires have been burning. But first, let's take a look at the current conditions in the two spots where we have the evacuations that are going on. This one, again, between Vallecito and Murphy's is what we're looking at. And the thing I notice here is a shift in the winds. You can see the wind is coming more from the north and northwest there as it moves in from the left and moves off to the right. But temperature currently has dropped off to 88 degrees. Humidity is at 34%. Winds are still fairly light, though. We're looking at wind speeds that are generally below 5 miles per hour with gusts up to 10 miles per hour. The other fire, this is near Chinese Camp. We've been talking about temperatures a bit warmer, though. 97 degrees currently. Humidity is at 24%. And the winds have been much stronger here. Now, right now, they have backed off, as was mentioned. We have southerly winds at about 13 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Earlier, when this fire really took off, we had wind gusts that were over 30 miles per hour. So that's when we had the stronger winds, and that just allowed that fire to move so quickly towards Chinese Camp. So that was a very dangerous situation. Here's a look at the air quality situation, and this is areas near Sonora, Tuolumne, Avery, Arnold. We're still seeing levels that are unhealthy for sensitive groups at ground level. Of course, the thicker smoke is going to be up a little bit above ground level in most areas, but at least all the sensors at this point, again, anywhere between 100 to over 150 on the AQI scale. So that does put it into that range that is unhealthy for sensitive groups. And the concern for more lightning strike fires is going to be with us. Look at this. We have a lot more thunderstorms going on into the mountains, and we're even seeing some activity popping up in the valley near Yuba City and on into Yuba County and northern Sutter County. So these are areas that are going to be watched heavily because of the potential for more lightning strike fires. So that's the latest. Now back over to you.
All right, Dirk, thank you.